Mr Speaker.
Materia Turai.
Tēnā koe, Mr Speaker, tēnā koutou i te whare. E te tūtahi e moe mai rā a Nani Ani o Arai Tiuru. Moe mai rā. Ko hina he uri o Uawa Nui a Rua Matua. Ko hina te whatukura o te aitanga a Hauiti. Ko hina te māngai o te ikaro o Rāwhiti. Ko haere tō tātou hoa kei tua o te arai. Ki a koe e te rangatira e Parekura, moe mai rā kei roto i te whenua o kohi marama, kei te taha o tō whaia. Moe mai rā i tō moina roa. Mā tō mana nui koe e kawe ki ngā ringaringa o mātua tūpuna. Ki ngā uri o te kania takirau, ki ngā kaitiaki o te ahika o Hauiti, ngā mihi aroha ki a koutou mō tō koutou manaaki rangatira ki a tātou i tērā wiki. Mr Speaker, so what of a man whose tangi brings more than 12,000 people from across the country who travel many hours and many hundreds of kilometres to pay their respects to him at his death? There are two views of Parekura Horomia, views that epitomise, I think, the cultural gap in Aotearoa, New Zealand. One was of a very stereotypical view of a working-class Māori man, assumed perhaps to be above his station. It was a very unflattering view, and one often perpetuated in the media. The other view is of a member of Parliament, a Māori member of Parliament, who was loved and supported because he was genuinely a man of his people, a man who understood that he lost nothing by supporting and encouraging others, and it's clear to us now how much he gained by his generosity and his lack of ego. He was not always the greatest combatant in this fighting chamber, although he certainly could be the funniest. He was often more shield than sword. But this arena is only one measure, and many believe a poor measure of what it means to be a good member of Parliament and a good representative. The other measure is whether he achieved for his people and how he treated others in making those achievements. I talked with Russell about this yesterday, and he told me how Parekura had been incredibly supportive and encouraging when Russell spoke at Te Tii Marae at Waitangi for the first time on our behalf. He was certainly very supportive of me personally as a young and somewhat politically clumsy MP during the foreshore and seabed debates when we were on opposite sides of the issue. And over the last week, we've heard story after story of his major achievements, but more importantly, story after story of his many small, significant things that he did to support his people. Most of those achievements, the ones that mattered the most to the people who depended on him the most, have gone unnoticed by mainstream New Zealand. He was harshly judged at times by a criteria that was culturally bound, and which therefore missed the true measure of Parekura Horomia. Parekura was not an arrogant man. He never held himself above other people. He carried them on his shoulders, a true rangatira. Nō reira, I ai ki te whakatauki toitu te whenua whatunaro te tangata. Ko tēnei te wā whakaata mō a Parekura, engari, haere tonu na mahi o aia, o a tātou katoa, e mahi ana mō te haura o tātou whānau, me ngā tamariki, me te taiao o te whāngai nei i a tātou. Nō reira, huri noi te tēnei te whare miere, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa.
The Right Honourable Winston Peters.
E ngā reo, e ngā mana.